This is Greg Troutwine with Maritime Reporter TV, and we're very pleased to be joined again by Peter Sand, the chief analyst of Xeneta, to discuss the sharp declines that are being seen in the container shipping sector. Peter, it seems like the news in the container shipping sector started as a flow and has turned into a torrent. There was some data released yesterday that showed a 9.1% drop in September year on year for dry containers and a 2.3% decline in the reefer sector. I'll ask you to do what you and Xeneta do best, and that's to fill out those declines with some additional data and analytics.
Thanks a lot for having me back there, Greg. And you're absolutely right. These numbers simply confirm what we have seen in Xeneta data for the past couple of months. A literal meltdown of the spot market. And I must say, I'm the first one to admit that I did not see this torrent coming with such thunder, but it makes sense if you look at it also from an economic perspective, and I guess we have been positively surprised for quite an extended period of time that the demand from consumers was capable of holding up. But right now, global economics are faltering. Cost of living crisis takes its toll across the board, especially in the Western Hemisphere, with I guess the Asian economy is still being fairly shielded, at least from the drama that we see in the numbers right here, but also in real life out there with shippers and carriers really trying to find shelter with really nowhere to go.
Okay. Well, again, Peter, I appreciate that insight. I don't know if it's too dramatic to say that the main hauls are in collapse, but why don't you tell us what you see? And more importantly, what moves are the big carriers making today based on the current market?
Yeah, if we get back to the meltdown on the Trans-Pacific that we can see in Xeneta data, it's clearly backed up by a drop of 31% from Far East to US West Coast in the month of September compared to the same month of last year. So without doubt, we now see almost 10% down for the first 3 quarters of the year, from gradual to a nose-diving decline, as you put it quite nicely in the opening here. And I must say, of course, this is driven also by a drop of 22% from Far East into North Europe. Also one of those key long-haul trades for anyone out there, importers as well as carriers. And what are the carriers doing right now in order to stem this decline? Well, I guess we have seen in the early parts of October, and we continue to see that a lot of blank sailings, or literally they are pulling the plug on a lot of capacity that was scheduled to be deployed towards the end of the year, anticipating, well, shipping freight rates and markets still defying the economic gravity. But we definitely are wiser now. We know that the only way to stop this dramatic decline is definitely capacity management. So time will tell.
So Peter, I just had one more question. I want to kind of look at the ship side. As it stands today, how much new carrying capacity is scheduled to come into the market in 2023? And do you see that changing?
Now, when we have a crisis coming at the pace of the current one, we definitely also see those investors and shipping lines that have made the bookings for new ships at the Far Eastern shipyards call directly to the builders saying that, could we perhaps postpone some of these ships that I was planned of taking delivery of next year? You may get something, you may not get something. I mean, at Xeneta, we always consider that aspect of our supply outlook always. So currently we have 1,700,000 TEUs to be delivered next year. So I think it's fair to say that carriers will need to work hard with their shipyards to postpone or delay even more than what we have right now already, but it seems to be somewhere between 5 and 6% of sheer nominal capacity growth in the container shipping sector. I mean, the more scrapping you get than what we anticipate right now, and the more postponement you get, the closer you will get to 5%. But currently we stick to our estimate around 6%, and time will, of course, always give us the damn truth. What will actually be delivered. But I think it's fair to say that tables are turned. carriers are no longer calling the shots. Shippers are.
Okay, Peter, excellent to have you on again. And again, I wish you a good day.
Thanks for having me. You too, Craig.